This is Nicole and Jake Einspieler. And although it may not seem like it at first glance, the couple decided to live in complete isolation in the middle of the Canadian wilderness. In doing so, the couple is not only deprived of the usual comforts, such as electricity, supermarket shopping, or heating, but they are also exposed to real dangers. In today's video, we show you exactly what their life looks like as a couple living in the wilderness and the incredible home they created from nothing. But that's not all. Not long ago, Nicole became pregnant, and her pregnancy in the wild was truly extraordinary. Before we take a look at the couple's life today, we'd like to briefly introduce you to Nicole and Jake themselves. Jake is currently 40 years old and was born in Canada. However, his parents decided to immigrate to Arizona when he was still a teenager. There, he later met Nicole, who is now 32 years old. After Nicole and Jake became a couple about 6 years ago, they decided to travel together. They then explored Europe in their converted van, where they discovered the wildlife of Spain and France, among other places. When they returned home to Arizona, the couple knew that ordinary city life in a rented apartment was no longer an option for them. So they set out to find a piece of land where they could pursue a very original lifestyle undisturbed. They found an entire island in British Columbia, Canada, which they bought without any delay. We will tell you later exactly how the couple managed to afford to buy an island worth around $500,000. Now let's take a look at the island as Jake and Nicole found it about 5 years ago. The 7.5-acre island was completely overgrown and lush. So Jake and Nicole immediately fell in love with the island, but it wasn't so easy to find a suitable place to live there. After initially living in their caravan, which they took with them to the island, Nicole and Jake wanted a little more comfort. So they built their own yurt, just the two of them. The idea came from Jake, who, before meeting Nicole, had spent several years living in Asia, including Mongolia, in a similar yurt. During his time in Asia, he not only learned a very original way of life, but also became intensively involved in various styles of martial arts, including Tai Chi and Judo. At that time, he also started uploading martial arts videos on YouTube and achieved real success. His videos made him a millionaire, and he was later able to finance the purchase of the island through this money. But Nicole was also active on YouTube before she met Jake and had her own account with 44,000 subscribers on which she showed her yoga exercises. So it made perfect sense for the couple to set up a joint account on which they showcase life in the wild. Over 2 million people now follow them there, and so the revenue continues to flow in. So let's take a look at what else they've built on the island. After the yurt, which serves as a living and sleeping space, the couple has built a fully equipped outdoor kitchen. This includes a makeshift pizza oven and a built-in wok. This was particularly important to Jake, as he loves Asian cuisine and the couple often prepare noodles. All of their food is sourced from nature and their own crops. The couple have planted their garden on the island, where they grow a wide variety of fruits and vegetables that they need to survive. Nicole has also studied the island's plants and mushrooms intensively, and knows exactly what she can collect to use for cooking. Jake goes fishing regularly and brings home big fish, as well as crabs and mussels. For these fishing trips, the couple bought a sailboat, in addition to an inflatable dinghy they had. Incidentally, these boats are the only way for Jake and Nicole to get off the island. In fact, the island is so remote that it's not even connected to Canada's power grid. Although Jake and Nicole have learned to get by without electricity in their daily lives, they still need a little bit of power from time to time, for example, to charge their cell phones or cameras. For this reason, the couple has installed solar panels, which in turn charge a larger battery. Initially, the couple only had a cold outdoor shower for personal hygiene. But this was no longer ideal in winter, when temperatures in Canada are below freezing, and it can snow for several meters. So they set up a bathtub on a wooden porch, which is connected to a small wood stove and allows them to take a hot bath. The water comes from a well. They no longer go to the toilet in nature, but use a composting toilet instead. Another trick that makes their daily life on the island more comfortable is their smokehouse, where they dry herbs or smoke the fish they catch. As you can see, Jake and Nicole have managed to meet all their basic needs through creativity and manual labor, and have created their own empire. But of course, none of this happened overnight. It took a lot of time and, above all, experience, which they have now acquired after 5 years of living on the island. Their first year on the island was particularly instructive for them, but also extremely hard and nerve-wracking. As has already been reported, the winter months in British Columbia are characterized by very low sub-zero temperatures and extreme snowfall. In their first winter, Nicole and Jake had to deal with humidity and mold in their yurt. One of the reasons for this was that they had not collected enough dry firewood, which meant there was always smoke in the yurt. But that wasn't even the worst of it. The couple's island is inhabited by extremely dangerous creatures. In addition to the rather harmless deer and the odd raccoon, there are also large brown bears and wild lynx. In their first year on the island, the couple had to deal with extremely threatening bear attacks, during which the bears tried to get into the yurt and caused quite a bit of damage. In addition to destroying, the bears also raided the couple's vegetable garden, significantly reducing their food supply for the winter. However, Jake and Nicole have since learned a thing or two and have protected their crops with high fences. They also know the habits of bears and other wild animals so well that they live in harmony with them on the island. The couple also found a solution to their firewood problem. In order to have enough, but also dry wood, they built a large shelter, which may seem simple enough, but has become essential for the couple's survival. Year after year, Jake and Nicole find more security in their life as hermits. 2 years ago, however, the couple announced that they wanted to leave their beloved island behind. The reason for this was Nicole's pregnancy. However, the couple did not return to civilization for medical care or more comfort, but moved to another desert island belonging to Hawaii. In one of her videos, Nicole explains why they made this decision. Just like whales who migrate to warm climates to give birth, Nicole wanted to deliver her baby in tropical warmth. However, her desire for a home birth turned out to be quite different than she had hoped. About 7 weeks before the scheduled date, Nicole went into labor and had to be taken to hospital in dramatic circumstances, with Nicole and Jake fearing for their child's life. Thankfully, all went well at the hospital, and Nicole gave birth to a healthy son, who they named Fox. The little family gradually settled into their new home and began planting a tropical fruit and vegetable garden, and starting new building projects. For example, the family built a barn in which they raised chickens. For many of their followers, it seemed that their island in Canada was a thing of the past. But then, a few months after Fox was born, the couple announced big news, namely that they were moving back to their Canadian island. Once they arrived on their island with their new family member, however, the couple quickly realized that their 30-square-foot home, along with their 2 dogs and a cat, had become a little too cramped. That's why the couple is now working on a new construction project, their largest to date, a container house. For the first time, they enlisted the help of professionals to assist them with the design and construction of the container homes on the island. The couple took care of the interior work entirely on their own. The construction work is quite time-consuming and, according to Jake, will take several years, as the couple not only have to carry out the construction work, but also the day-to-day tasks, such as preparing for winter. To do this, they have to store vast amounts of wood, harvest vegetables, and gather other supplies. Nicole, Fox, and Jake will not use any of this themselves next winter. Nicole became pregnant again, and the little family is preparing to move back to Hawaii. But this time, they're not leaving their Canadian island uninhabited. A couple of friends, Kiki and Leon, will take care of their yurt and cat, and stay on the island until the little family is ready to return to the island as a family of 4. What do you think of the couple and their life in the wild? Could you imagine such a life, and what could you not imagine going without? Let us know in the comments. Otherwise, like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. See you next time here at Wise Fool.